348, Granson at 345. And the win to Grant Fraser over in the right lane. Charlie Johnson turned on the red light, put her in just a pinch too deep, turned her red. Grant Fraser 344, his quickest run of the day, so he may have to redial for next round. But Grant Fraser's going to the semifinals of the Saturday Pro Gambler. He will race the winner of this pair in the semis. It's going to be Scotty Burris out of Richfield, Washington, over in the far lane, up against Tommy Zavala out of Yuma over here in the near lane. And the win over here in the near lane to Tommy Zavala. Scotty Burris turned it red. He kind of double hit the chance brake button and went red. So Tommy Zavala dead on with a 375.3 on the 375 dial. So your semifinals in the Saturday Pro Gambler will be Kenny Hayes versus Kevin Williams and Grant Fraser versus Tommy Zavala. That's quite a field here in tonight's Pro Gambler class as we get down towards the finals in these classes, in this class here tonight. Some good money on the line, 32 cars in today's Pro Gambler category. So we'll clean the track and come back with the final 4 cars in tonight's Pro Gambler class. Looks like Kenny Hayes and Kevin Williams are wasting no time. They hot lapped right back around, but I think it's going to take a few more minutes to get Tommy and Grant cooled down and turned around here for the semifinal round. But a great day of racing here at Avenal Sand Drags for the 2018 Avenal Sand Drags Spring Nationals. As we get ready for the semis in the Pro Gambler class. We've had some great racing throughout the day. We had the sportsman categories earlier today. Anthony Gazzini got the win in Sport 1 over Jimmy DePaz. Paul May took the win over Tony Soares in Sportsman 2. Matthew Wilson took the win over Shailene Pintor in Sportsman 3. Motorcycle Sport 1 was J-Dub, Joey Weaver, taking the win over DJ Noor. And the Motorcycle Sport 2, Dylan Holmes took the win over Mark Ratliff. We had the final qualifying sessions for the heads-up classes. Jim Hammond stayed atop the sheet in top alcohol with a 244 lap from yesterday. Best runner today in the alcohol cars was Jake Morton going what did he run? 253 in the first session. No, I'm sorry. He went 247 in the first session, so that was the best run today. Track's been a little bit slower for these guys today, just with the weather conditions. It's quite a bit warmer than it was yesterday. Top eliminator, not a whole lot of moving around on the sheet. Vicky Hall stays number 1 off of her Friday pass, her 295.3. Craig Brewster stayed number 2 with his Friday 295.8. The only big improvement was Paul Taylor jumping in to the number 3 qualifying spot with a 295.9 in the final session, which that'll earn him 1 bonus point in the California Sand Drag Challenge point series. Vicky will earn 5 bonus points for her top qualifying position, and Craig Brewster will earn 3 for being number 2 qualifier. So that could be an important point that Paul Taylor picked up in that last session. We'll see if that how that plays out at the end of the season. But we got a nice 12-car field in top eliminator. They'll be at it tomorrow. Round 1 eliminations for top alcohol and top eliminator will be at 11:30 a.m. We'll be live for that. Like I said, we're down to 4 cars in tonight's Pro Gambler category. Kenny Hayes versus Kevin Williams will be the first pair. And the second pair will be Grant Frazier in the Pro Charged Hummer up against Tommy Zavala in the Zavala and Sons Racing Dragster. Looks like Kenny and Kevin are ready to go. They got their helmets on, strapped in, ready to go. We haven't seen Grant and Tommy tow back into the lanes yet. Those cars, they usually take a little more time to cool down than Kenny and Kevin's ride. So it'll be a few minutes before they come back up and get ready to go. But looks like Kenny and Kevin are going to run it right now. Semi-final. See who's going to go run for the money tonight. It's going to be Kenny Hayes here in the mirror lane, dialed in at 350. Kevin Williams over on the far side, dialed in at 395. And that one will go to Kevin Williams. 403 on the 395 dial. Kenny Hayes with the red light. He ran 352 on the 350 dial. Kenny drove it in just a pinch too deep on that one, and it bit him. So Kevin Williams will get the win. He'll go to the final, where he's going to face either Grant Frazier or Tommy Zavala. Kind of interesting. All 4 cars left in the Nice Pro Gambler are dialed in the 3-second zone. We've seen a lot of guys in the low to mid 4s going rounds in the Gamblers throughout the last season or so. Kind of interesting. All 4 cars. Actually, if you look at Tommy Zavala, dialed somewhere around 370. Kenny Hayes and Grant Frazier, both 345, 350. And Kevin Williams is slow dial at 395, so pretty interesting outcome here today in the Gambler. Tommy Zavala is towing up into the lanes right now. So all we're waiting on now is Grant Frazier in the Pro Charged Hummer. He's been throwing down some really consistent laps in the high 340 zone. Like I said, his last pass he ran 344, which is his quickest of the day, so he may redial when they come up here. All right, so you're watching the National Sand Drag News live stream presented by Good Vibrations Motorsports. Be sure to go to goodvibesracing.com. Check out all that they have to offer. High performance mail order, specializing in supercharged applications, lots of fuel injection parts, and much, much more. Safety equipment, basically anything you'll need for your race car or tuner. Check them out, goodvibesracing.com. Big thanks to the Avenal Sand Drags crew. They put on quite a show here this weekend. Crowd thinned out a little bit. They got the barbecue going on back in the pit, so that's probably where most everybody went. Really good spectator crowd for the Top Alcohol and Top Eliminator sessions this afternoon. Really good racer turnout this weekend. The sport classes had a ton of cars in them. Chachi and the whole crew here did a fantastic job of getting through the show. I don't know what time it is, but it seems fairly early for us to be almost done with as many cars as are here. So, ton of cars, lots of great racing. And we're getting down to it. Like I said, we're up to the semifinals in the Saturday Pro Gambler class. So Tommy Zavala is dialed in at 372, Grant Fraser at 345 when they race.
Your day done, baby?
So we got a full day of racing tomorrow, starting off in the morning. The junior cars will be on the track. See the kids going down the 300 foot of dirt. Should be a pretty big crowd of juniors here, as usual. Then we'll have the ATV classes, the motorcycle pro categories. They'll be on track. Then 11:30 a.m. we'll come up for round number 1, a top alcohol and top eliminator. And then we'll go into the pro bracket categories, pro 1, 2, and 3 for the cars. So a full day of racing ahead on Sunday. So be sure to stay tuned to NSDN for the live stream here. Well, I'm seeing Grant heading this way, heading towards the lane, so we should be on track here in just a few moments. Looks like Grant's pitted right down at the end of the track, just around the corner, so kind of convenient for him to pull into his pit spot there. So we're going to give a big shout out to our friends at Motorsport Safety Solutions, Dave and Bill out here this weekend, doing their thing. Fortunately, we haven't had any incidents, so it's been a pretty clean weekend. We had a couple close calls today. Christy Garnis had a pretty wild ride on her ATV. She got it up on 2 wheels, but did an excellent job of saving it. We got a really good picture of it. We'll post up later tonight. And then Steve from Washington with the blown alcohol funny Jeep, he kind of had a little wheelie bar failure and stood it straight up. And Buddy came down and everything seems to be okay there. Dave Parker had a wild ride in his the white and blue Jeep. Pulled quite a wheelie and then got over in the center, and he had to do a lot of steering to save it, but he did a nice job of that. But besides that, it's been a pretty clean day. So get ready to finish things up for the afternoon. Pulling back into the lanes, and Tommy's getting in his car, getting buckled in, so we should be at it here in just a few moments. So we're in Avenal, California for the Avenal Sandvik Spring Nationals. NSDN live stream going here, presented by Good Vibration Motorsports. Ready for the second pair here in the semifinal round of the Saturday Pro Gambler. Grant Fraser will be here in the near lane. Pro Charged big black Chevy powered Hummer up against Tommy Zavala. Big black Chevy carbureted dragster. The winner will face Kevin Williams in the final round. starts to set over there. Getting ready to wrap up the action here today. Feel it's starting to cool off a little bit. It got pretty warm this afternoon. High temperature was supposed to be somewhere in the mid 80s. It definitely got there. Tomorrow, the high temperature is supposed to be around 90, so that's going to be kind of interesting. Definitely the slowest conditions of the weekend for tomorrow. It should be pretty interesting, especially for like I'll call them eliminator cars. All right, here we go. Grant Fraser in the near lane, Tommy Zaval in the far lane. And the win to Grant Fraser over here in the near lane in the Hummer, 352. He got out of it way early. It looked like Tommy had a problem over on the far side. He's out of it way early. So Grant Fraser is going to the final against Kevin Williams in the Saturday Pro Gambler class. So you've been watching the National Sand News live stream presented by Good Vibrations Motorsports. Shout out to Jim and James, the whole crew over there. I want to thank Avenal Sand Drags and the whole team over there for all of their support. We're going to sign off the live stream for tonight. We will post the final round video from the Gambler. It's going to be a while before for Grant to turn around and get ready for the final. So instead of killing a bunch of dead time, we're going to sign off the live stream. I'll post the final round video after that, and we'll be back tomorrow, like I said, 11:30 a.m. Pacific time for round one at Top Alcohol and Top Eliminator. Thanks for signing into the NSDN live stream. We'll be back tomorrow.